Wow. Let me just say, wow. It's been a while. It has been a while, y'all. What's up, everybody? It is me, yours truly, and I know it's been a long time, but I am back, honey. I am back, and it is very much long overdue. As always, I am Janice or Barb, whatever you prefer to call me. Just do not call me Janice or Barbara. And we are back. Oh my God, we are back. It has been a long time. And before I go on a whole spiel about where I've been, what I've been up to, whatever, I have been very active on Instagram. So if you guys do follow me on there, you probably know what has been up with me between trips, vacations, college graduations, what have you, and everything in between, y'all. I have just been so caught up and so busy with all of that. But like I said, I'm back and I'm not leaving. So, oh well, I hope you missed my face. My lovely face, bare face for the most part, except for my brows. But whatever, it is literally 11:59. So basically it's midnight right now. But I was so excited to get a video out for you guys. I was like, let me just do it. I just need to do it tonight. Without further ado, this is Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 5. She by herself, honey. And that is exactly where this episode left us off at in the end, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So here we go. Episode picks up where it left off. We know we didn't get a new episode last week, but here we are back again, and we see all of the couples. Everybody is still at this dinner or whatnot, where, you know, Kenya read Ralph for filth and left us speechless. Thank God she did, because she said everything that I wanted her to say. And in this episode, we did kind of see her, not backtracking, but we did see Kenya, you know, apologize for going so hard at Ralph and, you know, overstepping or whatnot. I honestly don't feel like she said anything wrong. And sometimes people in life need to be checked and need to hear about themselves, or they just think, you know, if no one checks them, they can just go through life just doing, saying, being however they want to be. And no, they need to be brought down to earth sometimes. And that is just what she did. I don't see any issues with what she did. But if she felt like on her conscience, if she felt like, you know, she didn't like how she was coming off or whatever, then fine, that's fine. But she was good in my book with how she handled it. Going to my notes. Sheree also, in that whole thing, Sheree calls out Kandi for basically like spreading the whole false narrative and everything. You know, Kandi did play a part in that. And so Sheree, we had already known this, so Sheree finally brought that up to Kandi. And, you know, she basically said, you know, my issue was that, you know, you basically said these things to, what was it, Kenya? She said something to Kenya and Sonia or whoever, instead of just coming straight to Sheree. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with her being mad about that. I agree, that's fine. But Kandi did own up and say, you know, she apologized or whatnot. And Sheree says she kind of like believes the apology is genuine or whatever. So that's kind of what happened with that. We also see that Mr. Daly is proceeding to blow up Kenya's phone as she's at the table, so much so that it literally kills her whole mood and she literally has to step away. And this is when we see Marlo go after her. And I'm just like, I get it, Kenya, because she goes on to say how she wants her daughter to have a relationship with her father. She wants them to be close, yada, yada, yada. Totally understand. That's totally fine. But at some point, my whole thing is, at some point, Kenya, you need to step away and let that father be a father. And if he chooses not to do that, like, you cannot run yourself ragged trying to facilitate this bond between them. You know, I see all you can do is not stand in the way, but you can't force him to be the father that you would like him to be. Like, if he don't care enough to do that, like, no, definitely not, because it shouldn't even take all that and whatnot. It shouldn't. And if he thinks you're about to pay him alimony, spousal support, child support, whatever, like, and you come to, I'm literally in your city right now, and because something popped up with work or whatever, now you can't hold up your end of the bargain on arrangements that we made and agreed to hours prior. Like, you don't be with her any day of the week. You don't have to be there doing bedtime, cooking dinner, activities, early childhood development. You don't do none of that. So one time I'm in your city and I literally am like, hey, Brooklyn is here she is, you know, do your father thing. And it's just like this one time, and yet you still can't even come through 100% how you need to from beginning to end. Like, you're sorry, I don't care, don't need to see you ever again, bye, you're done. Fast forward, Sheree also states how she's gonna go meet Tyrone, but it's just gonna be like the two of them or whatever, because shit fell through with him coming to seeing the play. We'll get to that later. Marlo also calls out Kandi about the whole sex stuff. She's like, you know, the sex stuff is just getting a little bit too much, if you ask me. And I mean, I get it, but I mean, whatever. I'm just leave that at that. Meanwhile, we see Kandi, she's having a business meeting. We learn that the ticket sales are great for her play Thoughts of a Colored Man, doing so great for not only her personally, but this is actually boosting and increasing Broadway's engagement overall. So, like, kudos again to you, Kandi. You're doing it big. We love to see it. And especially in Atlanta and in Texas, because those are the two areas that are crazy with the ticket sales right now. Great. After that, we see Kenya and Sonia. They go on a walk, and Sonia, I must have been looking away, so I don't really even understand how we got on the subject. But Sonia definitely let us know that when Ross got that Super Bowl ring, honey, when Ross won that Super Bowl, she was all on him that night, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, your man wins the Super Bowl. Like, you're going to throw it back that night. Like, you're going to throw it from front to back to front to back to front to back all night. Like, till the cows come home. Like, there's no question about it. Like, I'm with it. Kenny also says, again, that she felt bad for going in on Ralph so much so. We don't care. We were here for it. I want to see it again, actually. And Sonia starts speaking on Drew's sketchiness. You know, we've seen this brewing for the past couple episodes, and we know that this was going to come into fruition here soon, and it did in this episode. How Sonia feels like Drew is just not keeping it 100, like, through and through. And I mean, I think us as the viewers, we can agree. Can we not? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. So they both kind of agree that that Drew is notorious for not giving straight answers. Like, girl, one day I did the liposuction because of XYZ medical issues, and it's like, oh, I lost however many pounds, but it's just not all adding up. The proof, and this is luckily the weight and stuff like that. That's something you can, like, literally physically see. So it's like, why lie about it? Like, we can clearly, like, see these things, and we can clearly go on the website. Like, we can put credibility, or we can substantiate whether or not there is credibility in what you were saying. And right now, It's not looking too good for you, Drew. It's not looking too good. Anyway, we also see Sheree and Kandi FaceTime real quick. And this is when Sheree starts, and I've been liking Sheree this season. I'm not even gonna hold you. I really have. I've been here for her. But we see in this moment classical Sheree doing the whole Just say what you mean, Sheree. Like, just say what you mean what you say. You knew Tyrone wasn't coming, whatever. Don't try to give us, blow smoke up our asses trying to sound like, oh, I don't know, just like you would with the joggers spring, September, summer. Like, no, we don't want to hear any of that. Just say he ain't coming, leave it at that. And I say all that because she starts to say some, when Kandi asks, like, where's Tyrone? Like, what's going on? Sheree goes,
we'll talk about that in person. Hopefully he comes, but he can't. But if not, definitely for the matinee. He didn't want to chance it.
Like, what? Like, you just contradicted yourself 10 times in the same one sentence. Make it make sense, because right now it's not. We also see when she says, like, oh, he didn't want to chance it or whatever with the distances. I'm like, because we also see that they threw up, to give us a visual, that where they are located is this distance. The distance that Tyrone can travel is 100 miles. This distance over here, though, is only 94.6 miles. So that is definitely within the threshold. I know it's pushing it. You don't want to walk now 1 block more at all. But that's definitely within that 100-mile radius. So, again, something's not adding up. And that's, again, maybe they are perfect for each other. Because she be pussy popping, retracting her words. And clearly he can't get his story straight either. So maybe they really are perfect for each other. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Again, next we see everyone sitting down for a little bite or whatever. And pause. I also want to say that this trip was very well planned. This isn't going to be the official cast trip for the season. I know that. But for what it is giving, like, it is definitely giving. Kandi definitely coordinated and planned this properly. You didn't see anybody sleeping in the gutters. You didn't see, there not being no food. Everything was well put together. So hats off to her for that. But when everyone sits down, we kind of start getting into old flames and skeletons in the closet, because I don't know who brought it up, but they were like, talking about who was the most famous person that they got down with back in the day. And Marlo kicks it off with saying that she's been with Jazzy Faye, the hitmaker, producer, as well as Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons. From Kiss? Okay. And everybody's kind of like calculating like the ages and all that. And it's just like, yeah, okay, that would make sense. 7 years old? Yep, right up Marlo's alley. Good to go. I also did not know that Kandi and Gerald Levert, I guess I was really young back then. Whatever, I'm dating myself. I don't really care. But that her and Gerald Levert, the late Gerald Levert, back in 2003, they were in a very public relationship. So that was her most famous person. And before she could even say that, Todd had to get his little up in there talking. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he had to let his presence be known. By the end of this season, mark my words, Todd is demanding we put some respect on his name. There's going to be respect on Todd's name by the end of this season. If you don't believe me, you need to believe me.
Put some respect on my name.
Because he's done being Mr. Todd Buruss, okay? And he wants to just let the people know that. Drew, again, being sketchy. Just say the person's name or don't say the person's name or it's okay. And this is what a lot of people need to learn in life. It is okay to sit out of some conversations. If you have nothing to add, don't feel like you need to one up. Don't feel like none of that. Because what she did in this moment was just continue to add on to this sketchy persona. Talking about some NBA player used to stream her music. They did this, they did that. Who? I need names. We need names. Like, otherwise, we don't care. Kenya started to say, she like insinuated that she used to get down with Prince or whatever, I guess, back in the day. Is that what she meant? Is that true? Or is she kidding? I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. But anyway, everyone, right after this conversation wraps up, everyone begins again to ask about Mr. Tyrone. And this is when Sheree finally just puts it plain and simple, like, he just didn't come. I'm like, okay. Like, there's no in the middle with her. It's either tiptoeing, saying all this extraness about an answer, or just being very, just completely just vague and just, which I guess is what most housewives do, obviously, when they don't want to tell us just the straightforward truth, but whatever. But she did say that she'll see him, just her, I guess, tomorrow. Okay, girl. Whatever. Kandi also passes word saying that the shows, they need to be high 10 by 10, or in this case, by 7 p.m. sharp. And bring the buzz panties. We also find out that as everyone's getting on the bus to go to the show, we find out that only Kandi, Drew, and Sonya have on the panties. And I'm not even mad. You know what that reminds me of? I'm saying panties. If he call me daddy, you know you getting in the panties. Daddy. You know we getting in the panties. I don't know why it just reminded me of that, but I just had to break out in song. Don't mind me. This is who I am. But anyway, Sonya, we also learned that the panties, like, they can be controlled. Like, if you're really close to somebody else, like, the panties can be controlled. The wires get crossed, and your remote is going to start buzzing me, and my remote might start buzzing you, and blah, blah, blah. So I was just kind of like, I get it. Like, Kandi, like, good intentions, but it didn't really deliver how it was supposed to, I don't think. Anyway. Whatever. And I'm pretty sure it was Ralph making Sonya's go berserk, which is even more weird. Ugh. We find out too that the road is blocked off to get right up to dropping them off right in front or whatever. So they have to walk the 7 minutes, or they choose to walk the 7 minutes, which this is a good tip to you girls out there. Always have your flats on you, because you never know when you gotta bust out on foot real quick. Marlo hops on a bike. And I was like, first of all, she looked damn good on that bike. But, oh my God. Like, really, Marlo? Oh my God. Luckily, everyone makes it there on time. They love the show. They said it was great. The men are also saying how they can relate to different parts of it. I thought that was great. I would love, hopefully when I go home, maybe I can go see. That would be really nice, because I really want to go see a Broadway show. And I think that would be a great one to see next. But that's good. Everyone was there to support Kandi. They loved it. Kandi also shares after this that next up is the Pajama Jam on the second floor. So all the ladies congregate in that room or whatever. And I was like, oh, maybe it's just gonna be like a girls thing, because like Marlo walked in and like, was that just a bra? Like, I get it, like, you know, she said to get comfortable and whatnot. Drew came in on jeans, and I was like, jeans? Who sleeps in jeans? Like, who lounges in jeans?
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
If you guys do, and this is me not knocking nobody, so maybe somebody is super comfortable in jeans. I, on the other hand, feel super restricted when I'm in jeans. This is not jeans either. This is just you know, flannel, whatever. I don't have on jeans right now. I got on leggings. Like, when I'm lounging around, chilling, doing my thing, I'm going to have on leggings, pajama pants, sweatpants. That's pretty much it. Yoga pants, whatever. I'm not going to have on jeans, Drew. Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. Maybe I'm reaching, but I was just like, weird. But they all walk in. And before they even walk in, Marlo, like, also shared that she has acid reflux. And I was like, okay, makes sense. Got it. Drew and her BS gets brought up again. Because everyone agrees that she be on bullshit. And then what she be putting out there and whatever, you know, persona she's trying to give off or story she's trying to give off is literally just not working. Like, again, like I said before, I lost all this weight. I got lipo. I did this. I did that. I need 25 assistants around me. But the business and the creations that I produce are not reflective of all of these people around me, if you ask me, whatever. Just like before, she's like, oh, yeah, he used to stream my music. What music? Like, what are you talking about, young lady? Because we don't know. But Kenya, again, this is also when Kenya apologizes to Ralph. Again, I don't know why. He accepts the apology, though, and whatever. I don't care. Circling back real quick. I'm sorry. I need to read my notes closer. But Marlo also said how when she did try to go onto Drew's website, the link was down, or the website was down. So it's, again, just things are just adding up, and they're not helping your story. So please offer us some clarity, because they're just going to keep eating you up. I didn't even go on Twitter tonight, but I know that these ladies on the cast are not the only people that are looking at you like, because that's how I'm looking at you. But Sonia, she begins to say how she's feeling. You know, she knew Drew prior to this, and they've been forming a friendship prior to this. And Drew's just kind of confused as to where this is coming from. But she says, you know, she wants to be friends with Drew, but she's not convinced by the bullshit that she's seeing. She's not going to blindly support that. And I am in full support of that, because I don't care how close friends we are or whatever. I'm going up for you, having your back with stuff, and you lying the whole time. Then I just look like a fool too. Like, because look, what I'm supporting a lie. That's not cool. That's not fair. That's not right. And again, Drew doesn't know where this is coming from. But Miss Sonia, like she said before, she ain't no rookie for real, because she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make you understand. And I was like, oh, okay. That part, I was here for that. And at the same time, though, I mean, I could slightly understand where Drew is coming from, but it's just not looking good. And I say that to say, like, I can understand where Drew is coming from as far as, like, being like, oh, I don't know where this is coming from. But at the same time, I can also understand how Sonia didn't want to bring this up in front of your 25 assistants and everybody else. And it just wasn't, you know, maybe the perfect timing. I get that. And it didn't mean that she was being fake or that she doesn't want to be friends with you. She just wants to set the record straight right here, right now, for once and for all. And honestly, I think if she didn't care about you or want a friendship with you, she wouldn't even brought it up. She would have just written you off and just kept it moving. So you should probably be understanding of that she's trying to vocalize these things and communicate her issues with you. Anyway, she starts to say that, again, she got lipo because of the hernia, and she starts going on and on about dropping with Drew and everybody's, but in the end, like, everyone is still confused. And she's like, well, you know, what do you want me to show you how much money I make, whatever? And of course, messy Sheree is going to be like, yes, ma'am. Like, Sheree, stop it. But are we surprised? No. After this, Tyrone FaceTimes Sheree again. He says that to all the ladies, you know, sorry about, you know, not making it through this time, but I'm definitely trying to get to ATL soon. So I'll catch y'all there or whatever. Next morning, we see Sheree heading again. She's gonna have a one-on-one with Tyrone on his turf, Philly, since he didn't want to chance it coming out to New York City where she was at. And they start playing all this footage of, you know, her professing her love and her commitment to him over, I don't know where they captured this footage from or whatever, but whatever. Just saying how, you know, she thinks that he's her soulmate. She's down for him. She's been down for him. Like, just all of this stuff. And then she's like, we know that some bullshit is going to happen because production never just throws up sweet nothings for no reason. She talks to her daughter real quick, nothing major with that. She starts to call him. He doesn't pick up, but she still gets out, proceeds to go sit down, orders her a drink, yada, yada, yada. Still calling him, no answer. Time is passing. So much time is passing. I think it got up to like an hour and a half before production set in. And it's like, Sheree knew. Like, she can't sit here and tell me she didn't know. But it's like one of those things where you don't want to like verbalize it or don't want to, you know, talk about the egg on your face. You're just trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it calm or whatever. But that whole thing cracked when the producer walked in talking about they're on the phone with the attorneys and he's not going to come or whatever because of a parole violation. We're trying to work it out. We're trying to figure it out right now, what's going on. And this is when it was just like, you know, she wasn't going to say the elephant in the room, but now the elephant in the room has been addressed. So it's like, now we can have our meltdown. And so she proceeds to get on the phone. I think, scratch that. I think she had called her daughter first and her daughter said like, she's like, well, what does it mean when you call and it goes straight to voicemail? And many of us know what that means. But in this moment, Sheree says she didn't know what that means. So her daughter put her mama on game. That means you got blocked, sis. So I don't know if we're gonna go with the narrative of blocks, you've been blocked, sketchiness, or he's gonna try to paint a narrative of like, because this parole violation. Who knows? I don't. We'll see next week. But she starts having a meltdown and on the phone because she calls Kenya. And again, I'm loving the light that Kenya is in this season. She says she not here to be nobody's villain or nothing. She don't want that. And I was very, very, I went up for her in this moment when she had Sheree's back through this and basically told her like, chin up, honey. Like, you should be glad that this actually happened because, and this is what I say to everybody, in time, it don't matter if it's a million years from now, people will always show their true colors, their true intentions, whatever, given time. You just gotta give it time. And it is bittersweet that she exhausted so many years being hung up and being faithful to somebody who got out, quite frankly, and probably it went to his head, or he just really didn't care, or he just wanted companionship when he was down. Like, as you know, if you are a subscriber to my channel, you know I Love After Lockup is like my favorite show. So you know I know all about this type of prison fairy tale shit. And that's the vibes I'm getting. I don't know. We'll see next week because this is where the episode left off. And she said that she's going to be flying out. Kenya's like, do you need me to get you a flight or whatever? She's like, no. Kenya's like, don't call him again. I'm like, yes, please don't. But this isn't going to be the last that we hear about this whole thing. But, what do you guys think of the episode? What do you guys think of my recap and review? I think it was a cute episode. I enjoyed it. It made me laugh. I'm still a little, one thing I do want to say is that I'm still a little confused about like Marlo. Like, I do need, Marlo I feel like is still like her commentary and certain antics and stuff like that is still coming off as friend of the show. And I really want her to like completely step into that role of like owning just a complete spot on the cast and really being like a peach holder for real. But it's just like some of their stuff, and I get maybe that's just, you know, obviously we know Marlo, that's just true like classic Marlo, but I do want her to kind of, I don't know, some of the stuff that she was saying, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just coming off like, I don't know, kind of trivial. And I'm like, you could be coming so much harder. Like, you got a peach now. Like, you could be like bringing all types of heat or whatever, for real, and not like, just like, I don't know, just saying and doing like random weird stuff that's like, just like gives a little comedy in the moment. But we want you to add substance for real. At least I do. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. Please like the video, turn on that bell so you can know every time I post, because like I said before, your girl is back. I'm so happy to be back, and I hope you guys missed me. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.